What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 2018 Honda Rebel 500 or Honda Rebel 300 levers, adjustable levers that you can get on Amazon. They're pretty cheap, about 40 bucks, 45 bucks, 50 bucks if you want to pay for extra shipping and whatnot. But at the time, I wanted to get new levers for Nikki because, man, those stock levers, they're a little bit long for her small little hands. So we decided on getting some levers to kind of see how they are and what they do and how good they are. So we decided to get some kind of cheap adjustable levers before we decided to maybe get some expensive ones. But I'm going to tell you right now, these are great levers. I'm not going to get expensive ones. These things are working amazingly well. All right, let's go ahead and kind of pull off a little bit. As you can tell, it's a little, this mirror's a little, I haven't adjusted it. It's because she fell. She actually has fallen a few times on the bike. Oh, not fallen, it's more like dropped the bike. All right, let's go ahead and pull over. And the reason why I bring that up is because these have taken a beating and they haven't broken yet. I need to knock on wood somewhere. All right, let's go ahead and pull over. I'm actually on her Honda Rebel right now, and I'm actually using her helmet, so hopefully I don't get in trouble. So let's go ahead and turn this off. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at this. All right, so we have the levers here. Now, these are the MZS levers. I will have a link in the description to them. There's a bunch of different colors. We got red and black. And as you can tell, I think it's on there. I will take a picture of this. There is some scrape marks when she dropped the lever. Now, there is some play into it, but that is like typical. That is normal for what this is. But you can actually make adjustments. Now, the adjustments definitely help out a lot. So this is its full length. This is full length, and you start feeling the friction zone way up here. And when you start making adjustments and when you start making it lower and lower, here we go. When you start making it lower and lower, the friction zone moves from up here down to here. So when you have a smaller grip, smaller hands, you don't have to reach so far just to hit that friction zone. You can actually hit the friction zone really close to the handle, so that small hands, obviously the friction zone is going to be way down here. So that really helps out, and you can adjust it different ways. There's 6 different adjustments that you can make. Now, in order to make the actual adjustments, you have to obviously take off the old clutch lever and then have to readjust it here. Now, I didn't make a video on this, but it's really simple. If you have the service manual, please check it out. You have to make an adjustment here. Obviously, loosen this up to take the clutch lever off, and then you're going to have to adjust it to where you get the appropriate friction zone. But that's all right here. And now you have the brake, though, the brake lever. Same thing, you get different levels, and it's easier to install. You just have a small little spot here that you got to pull out the other one and put this one in. You take off this bolt right here, and there you go. It's as simple as that, and she has dropped it on this side, and I still need to tighten this up, but she dropped it on this side, and it's holding up very well. They didn't break off, so they are a little bit shorter. What I did notice was that the stock levers were sticking out a lot, and when she dropped it, it actually bent the lever, and that was a big issue. Here, she's dropped it, and you could tell there's a little bit of damage here on the front, a little bit of damage here, and it's not been a big deal. And for 40 bucks, you can actually get a really good adjustable lever. And but yeah, it does change up your friction zone. So instead of the friction zone, this is like a typical lever right here. Instead of having the friction zone way up here, and now you're removing power to the rear wheel, you can adjust it. It's kind of hard with the gloves. Well, it's not hard with gloves. I just couldn't get in between. Anyways, so now this is like her typical one. This is where she likes it at. Now the friction zone isn't right up here. It's over here. So there's the friction zone. You can adjust it even more. Friction zone. You have to be a little careful, though, because you want to have it to where the friction zone ends and starts well before it hits your handle, because if it doesn't, then you're going to stall out. So that's where the adjustment in the clutch plays a huge part in all of this. But durability, this thing has lasted. It's lasted a few drops already. Not broken. It's typically loose. At least like the stock levers were loose like this. But the fitments, everything's fine, and it's cheap on Amazon. It's really cheap on Amazon. We got an Amazon Prime. Link will be in the description for that. Highly recommend getting these, especially if you have smaller hands, or if you have like arthritis in your hands or something, or if there's something that's going on with your hands to where an adjustable lever will make a huge difference. And the thing is, it's like I said, 40 bucks for a pair, brake levers and for this. And it comes with there's a ton of different bikes that this company makes them for. I was able to find them for the Honda Rebel, but they made them for the Ninja and all this other stuff. And it was really cool. It was really nice that I was able to find a lot of those things. Super easy to install. She installed them with me. And honestly, just use your service manual. Get a service manual. If you have a bike and you're doing anything onto your bike, any adjustments, any aftermarket parts, definitely get a service manual. That way you know what you're doing and you're doing it correctly. Just follow the service manual. It's super easy. But if you want, guys, let's go ahead and take a quick look at what it looks like when I'm riding, all right? If you want. That way I can talk a little bit more while I'm riding. You want to give me your input on your adjustable levers?
Yeah, so these levers are actually a lot different than the ones that came with the bike, obviously. The levers that came on the bike, like the stock ones, were a lot tougher to pull in, and they were way further out from my tiny little midget fingers. But now these new ones, they feel softer, I guess you could say. I don't know how you'd explain that, but they feel softer when I'm pulling them in, and I reach them a lot easier. Plus, I like the metal feel. I don't know why.
You like the metal feel?
Yeah. That other one just, I don't know what the right word is for it, but it felt like dense in a way. Is that the right word I would say?
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
So
and they're not as tough to pull in either.
Yeah, these ones are easier. I noticed that. I mean, the friction zone is on the old ones were way at the front when your fingers were fully extended, kind of like mine right now. And then yours right here, it's like you can get a handful and you can play with it all the time, like super close to you. It's a lot easier to pull. What about the brake lever?
I'm gonna take a left.
You're gonna take a left? Okay. There's not a lot of parking. Just go around the whole building, I guess.
Oh, you can go around it? No, I can go around the whole building.
Okay, we got traffic, so be aware of that.
Be aware. Okay, thank you. See, that's not a bad idea. Take a left.
All right, so your brake lever?
So my brake lever, I don't know. I feel it. It feels good.
It's the same thing. You can reach it a little bit easier?
Yeah, I can totally reach it. And I like the fact that I can always just like flip that little switch and adjust it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And making it closer.
That's the great thing about an adjustable lever. You're about to jump that, weren't you?
I thought that was dirt at first. Plus, not only that, at least when I drop this one, it chips it a little, and the other one, I bent it.
Yeah,
really bad.
Yeah, well, the other one, you dropped it for the first time, and it bent. Like, you couldn't, it was like now even further for you to pull.
Yeah, like it bent really bad, and I've dropped this bike with these levers quite a few times now, and it just chips it a little. It isn't great, but I mean, they weren't too expensive.
No, they're like $40. And
when we get the crash bars, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I won't have to worry about that anymore. But my goal is not to have to use the crash bars.
Well, that's cool. Well, thank you for your opinion. I appreciate it.
What is your opinion on them?
I already said my opinion. That will be at the beginning. I didn't hear it. That'll be at the beginning of the video. I'm ready to go home.
I'm ready to go home too.
All right, I'll follow you home.